Hi, I'm John Maxwell. When the top companies in the world are looking for trainers, speakers, and coaches, there's one name that stands above the rest, and that's Maxwell Leadership. Our certified team members have gotten proven results for companies all over the globe, and our reputation, I'm proud to say, is second to none. Some of our members have risen to the top of their profession, including the one you're going to meet today. I proudly introduce you to my friend Bob Fabian Zinka.
Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ, where we help you lead with purpose and succeed with impact. If you're ready to grow into the kind of leader others want to follow, this podcast is for you. If you're determined to elevate your success and leave a lasting legacy, this podcast is for you. As my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell reminds us, everything rises and falls on leadership. Our goal is simple: to inspire you, challenge you, and equip you with insights that can transform the trajectory of your leadership journey. Welcome aboard to another episode of the Leadership and Success Podcast with Coach BZ.
Hello, everyone. I am Kimberly. I wanted to remind you that you are an amazing individual and that God has a purpose and a plan for your life. It says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans that I have for you, saith the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." It is time to step into that hope. It is time to take the greatness that is uniquely yours and share that with the world. Join me in Steppingstones to Greatness.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Leadership and Success Podcast. We have a very special guest with us today. Before I bring her in, I'm reminded of our moment of gratitude, right? Every time we meet here, we like to spend just a little bit of time to be grateful. It is so important to be grateful each and every day. And if you would, our customer here, sometimes to just close our eyes and put yourself in your happy place and think about one thing that you are grateful for right now. And for me, it's just grateful to still be alive, because as long as I am alive, as long as I have breath, there is hope for me. Bible says, right, today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. You have to make a decision. Today, I am going to be glad. Today, I am going to rejoice. Today, I am going to be positive. No matter what's going on around me, I am going to keep hope alive, keep faith alive. So let us know in the comment, where are you guys joining us from? Which city, which state, and if you are outside of the US, which country. And if you do have a question for my guest, go ahead and type it in the comments. Let me see if I can properly introduce our guest today. Today, I am really overjoyed to be speaking with Coach Kimberly Coan. And really excited to sit down and talk with today. This really promises to be an inspiring conversation about leadership, resilience, faith, and the courage to pursue your dreams. And she's going to have a very, very special offer for 4 of the listeners right now. So be paying attention. So after an accomplished career leading human resources organizations supporting thousands of employees across multiple industries, Kimberly chose to pursue a lifelong dream, becoming a published author. And her book is out right now. So let's help her become a #1 best-selling author, audience. Let's do it. So her new book, Steppingstones to Greatness, is a practical, faith-centered guide that encourages readers to overcome fear, develop positive habits, build confidence, and step boldly into purpose God has designed for each one of you. As a strategic HR leader, Maxwell Leadership Certified Coach like myself, a certified positive leader and leadership mentor, Kimberly has spent decades helping organizations navigate change, build high-performing teams, and develop exceptional leaders. Now she's sharing the personal lesson that transformed her own life, from overcoming self-doubt, adversity, to achieving one of her biggest dreams. Whether you are an executive, a military leader, HR professional, or entrepreneur, student, or simply someone striving to become a better leader, Kimberly's story will encourage you to take the next step towards your own greatness. So part of what we're going to be learning today is why greatness is built one small step at a time, not in giant leaps, but also actionable advice for leaders who want to inspire, to coach, and serve others more effectively. So without any further ado, please help me welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast, the one and only Kimberly Coan.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning, BZ. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone.
What a great privilege to be speaking to you today. I'd like to start with, what are you grateful for in this moment?
I am so incredibly grateful for God's goodness in my life. In the hard times, in the good times, He has really helped me.
That is amazing. And by the way, we have people watching live. We have someone, I can't find the name. It's private on LinkedIn, but they're watching all the way from India. So that is pretty wonderful. And we have somebody else. Her name is Tamika, and she's watching from Patterson, Louisiana. So we're gonna have more and more people join us live. And for those watching again, let us know what you are grateful for. And if you have a question for Coach Kimberly, type it in the comment, please. I really get excited when I get comments from viewers, because when I first started this show 5 years ago, it was just me, myself, and I. Nobody listened to it. It was just me. And now we have a global audience, so which is pretty exciting. So, Coach Kimberly, a follow-on question I have for you is there something about you that is kind of unique, or most people may not know, maybe a superpower or something? You have a great resume, and everybody knows you are certified coach, and you are now an author and soon to become a best-selling author. But is there something about you that people just don't know when they first meet you?
Wow, BZ, that is a great question. And I would say that I am really just like everybody else. I'm just an ordinary person that I had a dream. And I am so incredibly thankful that that dream has come to fruition.
Wow.
So I want to encourage every single person that is listening today. You have greatness within you.
Wow.
You are a unique individual. And what you have, what you bring, needs to be shared with our world.
Man, that is really powerful. And in the introductory video that you gave me, you mentioned this verse, Jeremiah 29:11. I think I was maybe 12, 13 years old. My mom used to recite this all of the time and really pray this over us as we were growing up. I know the project I have for you. That is really, really powerful. Thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. And it is quite powerful. For the people who are listening right now, can you share a little bit more about your dream and how it came to pass? I think that's so inspirational.
Yes. So, BZ, I've had this dream for many, many years. I actually found some old journals back from
That's
2009 where I had written down that I wanted to be a published author.
Wow.
And so this dream's been there for years and years and years. But finally, in the year when COVID hit, I raised my hand to take a package. My father was ill at the time, to have some time off. And that's when I had time to sit down and really think about what's important. What do I want to share with people? And I started writing, and then life happened. Life happened. Ill parents, someone in the family dealing with depression, multiple job changes, moving across the country. Life happened. And so I really did not get to come back and pick that up and finish that up until this year.
Wow, that is amazing. How does it feel to finally hold in your hand something you've dreamed about for years?
Amazing, unbelievable, and scary at the same time.
This is really good, because I know your publisher had this first. I think it was on August the 4th, if I remember. And then within a day, it's now on Amazon, not just as a hardcover, but as a paperback and as a Kindle also. Usually people, they do the hardcover first for a while, and then the paper copy comes. But you have got like all three out just like that. That is quite amazing. Wow. Again, congratulations. I believe this is just one of many. I know Papa John, our primary mentor, he started with one book. Now he has more than 100, and almost all of them are best-selling books. It's just amazing. But this is really, I guess, the first step. I think a long line of books that are in you, and I think the world needs. And we're gonna be talking more about your book in a minute. But that is really amazing. I guess another question I have for you is looking back over your HR leadership career, because you even worked for Fortune top 50 companies like IBM and on. So really, you had a lot of experience and really great. What should I say? Way to really deliver right on the work stage. Which experiences prepared you most, you think, for writing steps?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you, BZ.
I was saying, on which one of your experiences prepared you the most for writing Stepping Stones?
Wow. There have been a lot of experiences that have prepared me for writing. I think the most impactful one was years ago when one of the companies that I supported was in a building with another company that was kind of our sister company, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We had a hostile takeover.
Oh.
Hostile meaning I knew nothing about it, even though I was the HR lead for one of the companies.
Wow.
So I was actually sitting in my office training someone on payroll process so that they could step in if I needed to take a vacation day, etc. And I got this really strange call. This person said, "Hey, I'm looking for the president of the company. Have you seen him this morning?"
Wow.
"No, I'm sorry, I haven't seen him. How can I help you?" He said, "It's about to go down."
What?
And I said, "What? Did I really hear that?" And the person that was sitting there with me looked at me like, "What is going on?"
Wow.
So needless to say, he said, "No, thanks." And he hung up the phone. And she and I both were sitting there just bewildered. Well, about a minute after that, an email hit my inbox, and it basically said from the CEO of the sister company, "I'm no longer your CEO.
What?
Today, our company is in new hands. Stay tuned."
Crazy.
About a minute after that, there was a CEO information webcam that came through from the new company.
That's crazy.
The next few minutes after that were chaos. It seemed like there was a call center that was calling all of the directors and above immediately. And the message was, "You're no longer employed with the company.
What?
Grab your laptop, grab your access keys, and come down to the mailroom." So needless to say, there is mass chaos. Hundreds of people are at my door upset. And I had no idea what was going on.
That's really terrible. My goodness.
It
I mean,
was crazy. It was so crazy. I
there
called
is
my
a
boss, who was the COO of the company I supported, and I said, "Henry, it is mass chaos. I think that we need to quickly get together and have some type of communication that I can go immediately out on the floor and share with these people. They are so upset."
Yeah.
And he said, "I greatly appreciate your concern, Kim. I'm no longer your boss.
Wow, him too.
Somebody will be reaching out to you today or tomorrow."
Wow. So not only the sister company, but your company too. Both of them. Wow.
Both companies were acquired that day. Both of them.
Crazy. Oh
Very crazy.
What was the first thought that entered your mind during this chaos?
How do I help these people? What do I do to help them?
You didn't even think about yourself. What about your own job?
No, I know God always provides. There's always opportunities. But I just kept thinking, there are people that are crying. There are people that are so upset. There are people that are angry, and they don't know what to do.
But what about you? What about you? I was just thinking about
I always
Kimberly,
know
yeah.
I'll manage through. I am
Wow,
extremely tenacious, Bob, and I've been blessed to have many opportunities to be stretched.
that's
You know
great.
the law of the rubber band, to be
Yeah.
stretched, right? I've been stretched a lot. So I
Wow.
knew that I could pivot and do something else if I needed to, but I was really concerned for my people. I was really
That is
concerned for the
amazing.
people with the other company that I found
Mhm.
out then had no HR support. They had
Wow.
immediately let their whole HR team go. So I was it.
That is crazy. But which emotion hits you the hardest then? Was it maybe fear, shame, anger, confusion, grief, disbelief?
I think
Just
it was
shock?
grief. It was
Yeah.
just grief that these people were so worried and they were
Wow.
so upset. I mean, some of them had 25, 28, 30 years with this company.
That's crazy.
This was their life. And so now to be told in a moment, this is
Wow.
all changed.
What
And
what
not
were
knowing if they did or did not have a job, not knowing if they were
yes.
going to be the next one to get a phone call.
This is crazy. It wasn't as bad as what you said, but when we moved to Silicon Valley about 12, 13 years ago, first time I've ever seen something similar is when my company decided to let go of an entire department. Like everybody
Ooh,
fired all at once without any, warning or whatsoever. And here you see people. No, Silicon Valley is pretty expensive. I know they have mortgages, rent, and things. It's like we don't care. We're
yes.
gonna give you a pretty good severance, but bye bye. We don't need you anymore. And I just felt like that wasn't very human. But at times, some companies do that,
Yes.
and there is a way to treat people, though. I mean, there is a way you can do it where it's human and you still take care of your people. But is there
Yes.
anything you were telling yourself privately, maybe even a prayer that nobody around you knew during this chaotic time?
What can I quickly do to help?
Yeah.
What can I
Wow.
quickly do to help? So I decided to just go right out on the floor to gather all the people together to me and say, hey, I have no idea what's going on. I'm in the
Mm.
same boat as you, but I am understanding that someone is reaching out to me today or tomorrow. Let me go ahead and make a list of our most important concerns. And as soon as
Wow.
I meet with that individual, I'm going to get you answers and I'll come back. And we had a large portion of associates that were bargained. So I reminded those associates under our contract,
Yes.
you have a 3-month notification period.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind that you will have a 3-month period if this company decides to pivot and they're not going to have these roles. So
Yes.
I'm going to come back to you as soon as I have information and share that with you.
Did they do the right thing if they had to let them go out of way to pay them for at least 3 months severance?
Yes. So eventually later on that did happen. It wasn't immediate. This was
Okay.
more over a 6-month time frame and then over a
Yeah.
year time frame that there were layoffs that continue to happen. Some people got moved
Wow.
to where the parent company was, the new company in Texas. So
Mm.
yes, but it was a process and a little bit of a transition from 6 months to a year
Yes. Okay.
before the company had settled as far as their
Wow.
headcount.
How did this experience kind of affect your confidence?
I think that it was a boost to my confidence, just knowing that I could immediately step into a situation,
You are
even
weird.
though
You
there
know
was
that?
mass chaos around me,
You are very strange.
and take control. Take control.
Do,
If no one else has a plan or an
yes.
option, no one else is
Wow.
providing peace or any type of insurance, what can I do? What
Mm.
can I do to help these people that are so upset?
You are very, very strange. I think most people would not act the way you did. Did you think that came from your faith?
I do. I do.
Wow.
I always know that there is a hope or there's
Yes.
an opportunity. We a lot of times don't see that immediately, or it's not the thing that we would say, I choose this,
Yes.
but we always have options. We're never
Mm.
limited or stuck. We
Yes.
have options. And so I knew that there would be
Wow.
options, even if there were some that I would need to create, there's
Mm.
always options.
That is powerful because that's very logical, right? And I think most people knows that. However, when they are in the midst of this, there's chaos. People are getting fired or replaced. that's not where they go. They go to their emotion and they start thinking, oh, what about more? What about more? And then they go negative, negative. But you go the opposite. So I guess the question for you is there something that you did that kind of predisposed you to always think logically and be more positive and try to solve problem instead of seeing yourself as a I don't know, vulnerable or as a victim, but actually trying to look for solution, and not even for yourself, but actually for other people? Is there something in your life that had happened up to that point that you think maybe kind of prepared you to act the way you did?
I am a middle child. And
Mm.
so, being a middle child, you have the conflicts with the siblings that are
Yeah.
above you and the conflicts with the siblings between you.
Yes.
And so, I was in the middle where a lot of times I was trying to mitigate things that were going on.
Wow.
Now, of course, sometimes, like anybody else, I might have been the instigator in the problem.
Yes. So you are a
Um,
peacemaker.
but I really try to bring peace and bring calm. And
Wow, that is
I
so powerful.
learned, I learned over the years, BZ, in a hard way, that a lot of the things I can't resolve,
Hmm.
that a lot of things that are happening, people don't really want help and they don't want
Yes.
to change.
Yes.
And that was really hard for me to understand that I couldn't
Wow.
fix things. I wanted to fix things
Yes.
when people were in conflict, when they were
Mm.
hurting. I wanted to take that
Wow.
away, but I had to realize I can't do that. I can step
Ah,
in and offer what I have, but it's up to the
yes.
person to decide if they're going to make a change, if they're going to get
Man.
help, if they're going to take the suggestions that I
Mm.
offer.
So insightful. My mom used to say, "Yeah, you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make them drink." It's
Yes.
But did this experience teach you anything about maybe trust, confidence, or even leadership uh, when you went through it?
Absolutely. So leadership really should be open with their employees.
Yes.
So I was very bemused that I knew absolutely nothing, being the HR lead for the sister company that I talked about. I
Hmm.
knew nothing. So
Wow.
I was very bemused that no one even that morning said, Kim, by the way, this is going to happen. Be prepared.
Hmm.
I think leadership has to be authentic and they have to share truth. Now, of course, there's planning and there's different things that have to happen, but as soon as they've got to a decision, they need to bring in the people that are going to be on the ground, if you will, the boots on the
Yes.
ground, taking care
Mhm.
of people so they know what are the resources, how can we support them, what
Yeah.
do we need to do to move forward.
Wow. Did this experience maybe you think affect you in a way where you became more compassionate toward people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that I have been someone that has been really good about keeping people at arm's length.
Yes.
And so over my life, there's been different times that I've been put in these type of situations,
Hmm.
and that has been pulling back those arms and letting people get closer.
Yes. That is really something because sometimes when I go through terrible things, like I said at the beginning, Dr. Maxwell is both of our mentors. Sometimes I hear his voice in my head, or I remember something he said in a book or a sermon. Was there maybe like a conversation, a book, a mentor, a prayer, or just a moment that kind of helped you get through this chaotic moment at the time? Was that to kind of encourage you? Because I'm sure everybody's crying, if everybody's desperate, but you were there with a lot of faith and hope and really trying to bring order. And was there something that you remembered that helped you get through that difficult time?
It's really interesting. There was always this thing that my father told us, and it was that it takes two people to make a conflict,
Wow.
but it only takes one to resolve that conflict.
Mm.
And so
Wow.
that is something that I've always remembered with my father. When we
Yes.
used to tattle and go and say, this one did this, my
Hmm.
brother did this, or whatever, he would always remind us it takes
Yes.
two people to have a conflict, two people to have a fight, but
Takes
one
two to
person
tango. Yes.
to
Wow.
resolve the problem.
So you've got to be the bigger person. Uh, how are you different today because of this experience, you think?
Definitely more empathetic towards people. And I think with my leaders, trying to lean in and learn as much as I can about their
Right.
business and how I can support them. What can we
Mhm.
do to help people prepare for the future? So that if there are changes that are at a much higher level that we cannot control, do
Yes.
our people have the tools and the resources to be able to step into other
Wow.
opportunities quickly? How can we do that? What can we do to fill in those gaps to get them to where
Mm.
they are ready to go?
That is really powerful. And the last question I'm going to ask about this, and then we're going to move on, is
Mhm.
what you learned through that experience. In a way, how is it going to shape your legacy? For example, now you are writing books, you are coaching people. What did you learn during that time that you are now able to coach and help so many other people learn and go through? Which wisdom did you extract from that period?
First and foremost, just to take a deep breath in chaos, take a deep breath. And then, secondly, get a plan. Get a
Wow.
plan for how to manage through the situation, and then
Yes.
come back and assure your team that you are working on a solution. You might not have it
Mm,
then, but let
of
them
course.
know that the wheels are in motion and
Yes.
you are working on it, and you're going to come back to them and give them an update
Wow.
as soon as you possibly can. And
Powerful.
following up on that, staying consistent on those updates so that they know they can trust you. They can
Mm.
trust your word.
That is so powerful because you reminded me. I think that's so very important. Taking that pause, right? Because most people, I think, they just react to whatever happens. They don't even think. They just have an automatic emotional reaction. But you need to pause and actually think. And
Mhm.
I remember Papa John also said things are not as bad as they seem to be. Because people are, oh, it's
Yes.
the end of the world. Oh, but no, it is not the end of the world. There is a way out of there. Take a pause and think and come up with a plan and then take action. That is so powerful.
Yes.
We have so much activity on LinkedIn and YouTube. Let's see. We have Tamika, she says she's believing, she definitely receives it. She's believing God will bring her vision into fruition and she will break generation curses for her and so many others. That is so powerful. You are
I love
inspiring
that.
people all around the world just talking to us right now. My good friend Daniel, very active in this community, is grateful to John from Orlando area. Here is a first question from you, from the audience. Tamika asks, so, Coach Kimberly, thank you. Maybe she's going to be one of the four you're going to be coaching for free. Okay, I'll let the cat out of the bag. But there is a great offer coming for four of you who are listening right now. She says, thank you for inspiring others. My question is, how did you manage to overcome the barrier you faced building your business? Also, was there a time you felt like giving up? If so, what changed in you to keep pushing? Great question.
Wow, wonderful questions. So I am building my business as we speak.
Wow.
BZ asked me today, he said, Kim, do you have a website? I said, it is coming. The
Yes.
book was this really large piece that I had to get that done. And so the website is coming, my tools are coming, my resources are coming. So it is coming, but just really staying focused on my why. You
Mm,
100% will
yes.
have days that you want to give up. You
Yes.
100% will have days that there are voices. Those
Mm,
voices might be your own, those voices might be others saying, why would you want to do that?
wow.
Who do you think you are?
Mm,
You are not qualified, but you are qualified. You
powerful.
are uniquely you, and you have a
Wow.
gift for this world.
That is so powerful, man. You almost made me cry, Kimberly. This is very touching. Thank you so much. I think you are helping a lot of people listening. Another question from Daniel. He says, Kimberly, system collapse when they are overly complex, emotionally dependent. However, the human infrastructure must remain unreactive and consistent. Any recommendation for this behavior infrastructure? I think he's asking, what do we need to do in order to not get emotional, but not take that pause and think about solutions instead?
Yes. So it's very important that we start our days with intention and that we focus on ourselves before we give to anybody else. If I jump up and I run in the bathroom and I throw my clothes on and I'm running out the door and I've never stopped, again, that pause is so important. But stop to pray, stop to meditate, take a few minutes to read something that is going to give me a lift.
Yes.
Some mornings, if you have time, take a short walk. But do those first few minutes of the day totally focused on you. That means you're going to have to get up earlier. When I first started getting up earlier, it was 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I loved being in the bed. And that 15 minutes was a struggle. And then it went to 30. And then it went to an hour. And when I've done that, it has given me so much more peace and clarity. The second thing is on your way to work, if you're in the car, that's 20, 30 minutes or longer, listen to a positive podcast. You've got to build yourself up so that you can handle whatever is coming to you. Yes. And sometimes when those hard times come, and they will, and people come to you and they're overwrought and they need you, it is totally okay to say to them, I need a little bit of time to think through this.
Yes.
Let's come back together. And you give them a time to come back that afternoon so that you can thoroughly take time and think through what's going on and be able to respond to them. If you absolutely have to address that issue or that need in the moment, which there'll be some of those, you take a deep breath.
Yes.
And you really try to listen to what the person needs. Why is this important to them? Why does this matter? How can you meet that person in the middle and take care of them?
So powerful. Part of what you said, Coach Kimberly, you remind me like when you fly, what they always says, no, if there's a turbulence or whatever, first take care of yourself. Put the mask on yourself first, and then you can help other people. So which morning routine or practice keeps you grounded?
The most important one is praying and meditating.
Yes.
Just taking time every day, stopping, and then I also journal. So I journal every day my goals.
Powerful.
And the things I'm thankful for.
Wow. That really changes your mindset and your perspective of the day, doesn't it?
Yes.
Wow. So you have supported organization with thousands of employees, like I said, even some in the Fortune 50 across multiple industry. What leadership lessons have proven true regardless of a company or industry?
The communication, BZ, is the most important thing.
Yes.
We have to have a clear vision. We have to have a clear understanding of our roles and responsibilities. If you ask people in their job, what's your job? What do? You might get 50 to 100 different answers.
Yes.
So you really have to get your team together and say, here's the direction that we're going. Here's why it's important. Here's your piece in bringing this together. So communication is the number one most important thing. We've got to be clear on expectations. And then the second thing is going to be accountability.
Yes.
Once we've set those actions in place and people know their jobs and they've been trained, we have to hold people accountable, all levels, so that we are understanding, okay, I thought I knew how to do this, but maybe I've made a mistake or a misstep. That's okay. Let's get you back on course. Do you need more training? Do you need more support? Is there a tool that you need? But let's fix that issue. So the communication and the accountability would be my top two things that I've seen companies do well. And then I've also seen sometimes struggles with that.
So powerful. And for those of you who are listening, some of them may be wanting to start a business. I think it's important to have that clarity, right? Your vision and your mission, what you want to do. And then most importantly, hold yourself accountable, because if you only have big dream, but you never take action, well, that doesn't mean anything. You pretty much delusional, I think, because you have
Yes.
those pipe dreams, but it's never going to happen. But once you have to hold yourself accountable every single day to do something toward the manifestation of that book. So if you're going to write a book, you better, no, Papa John says he does 5 things every single day. One of them is to write. He just writes, and you keep writing, and eventually a book is going to come out of you. So, but you have to have a discipline to keep yourself accountable and do it every single day, working toward that goal. Wow,
Mhm.
so powerful. On your LinkedIn profile, Coach Kimberly, you emphasize building high-performing teams. In your experience, what separates an average team from one that is truly exceptional?
Again, I'm going to say communication.
Yes.
We've got to know the direction that we're going. So if you have a leader and they have a vision, but that's not been communicated down to the teams,
Mm,
you're going to have people going on their own way,
yes.
not going in the same direction. Just if you think about being in a ship, and if that ship does not have a rudder, it is going to
Mm,
be all over. It's going to be tossed back and forth by the wind. So
yes.
the leader has to communicate that vision, but he has to make sure, he or she has to make sure that it then is passed down to the other leaders in the company and to the
Mm,
departments and to the employees so that everybody is going in the same direction.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to get that mission. You're not going to get the engagement that you need. You're not going to have the customers being
Hmm.
satisfied and being taken care of because you're going to have all these different flavors.
Wow.
Baskin Robbins, 51 flavors, that's not good in business. It
So
needs to
true.
be the same flavor rolling together in the same way.
Yes. So powerful. Now, congratulations again. You've become a published author. That's check. So, stepping stone to greatness. What finally convinced you to write the book? I'm sure for every author, there is a story behind the story. What did it for you?
I had this voice in my head that said, when are you going to do this?
Mm,
When? And that was a repeating theme that over and over and over I kept hearing this. And I finally had to decide,
mm,
put time on the calendar, Kim, make this a priority. If this is important to you, you have to do this.
just do it.
Miles Monroe, one of my favorite
Yeah.
inspirational people I love to listen to,
I miss him every day.
he said, the richest places in the world are not the diamond mines in South Africa. They're not
Mm,
the oil fields in the Middle East, but they're the graveyard.
yes.
Books that were never written,
Mm,
songs that were never sung, companies that were never started.
yes.
Don't go to the grave with your dream in your heart, but
Wow.
bring it forth so it can be shared with other people.
That is so insightful. For those listening right now, I think this is worth the price of admission. Say that one more time, please. This could literally change somebody's life right now.
Absolutely. So Dr. Miles Monroe said that the richest places in the world are not the diamond mines in South Africa.
Mm,
They're not the oil fields in the Middle East, but they're the graveyard
wow.
because there are songs that were never sung, books that were never written, companies that were never started.
Mm.
Don't go to the grave with your dream in your heart.
That's so powerful because if not now, tell me when, and if not you, tell me who. What are you waiting for?
Yes.
Wow. You recently wrote that I can cross one of my dreams off my list. So can you? What fears did you personally
Mhm.
have to overcome before signing that publishing contract?
Well, whew, being open to people not liking what I have to say,
Yes.
being open that my style is not going to fit with everyone, that's okay. Understanding that some of the things that spoke to me,
Mm,
some of the verses that are in my book, some of the
yeah.
quotes are things that meant something to me that I
Yes.
hope will touch and help and encourage other people. But just
Mm,
understanding I'm not for everyone, and that is
yes.
okay.
Wow.
Um, Number one fear, just getting over that. And the second thing would probably be, how much do I share?
Mm-hmm.
What is enough? What are things that are really too deep or too hard or too painful.
Yes.
But where do I need to be obedient to, I feel like, what God is calling me to
Mm,
do, to share, so that it can
powerful.
help someone else?
I really like that a lot. So, like you said, the book may not be for everyone, but it is for someone. Did you have somebody in mind, like an avatar, somebody you were talking to as you were writing your book?
Oh, absolutely. So I struggled with a lot of fear. There is something in my book that is going to talk about a childhood thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happened, I put up barriers around myself. I became somebody that was very much a perfectionist, someone that was very much striving in work. And I did a lot of things that, on one hand, might have looked really effective,
Mm-hmm.
but were really not good for me. And I
Mm,
had to learn that over time, that some of the mistakes that I made, some of the ways that I handled situations, being kind of hard,
yeah.
being very protected, was not the best thing. Sometimes that caused problems in relationships with my sons
Mm,
or with my husband, because I had such a protective stance around myself
yes.
that I couldn't communicate with people in the way that I really wanted to. I couldn't really love people in the way that I wanted to, because I
Mm,
was afraid. And
that
so
is
the
really,
book is for people that have been afraid. The book
yes.
is for people that need just a little bit of encouragement. The book is for
Mm,
people that want to look at themselves and go, I'm ordinary just like Kimberly, but I
yes.
can do the things I want to do in my life.
Wow. I feel like you need to get a TEDx talk too, right? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and just let the world know. And I love the subtitle on your book. You say not only stepstone to greatness, but it's like focus, pray, dream, and pause. So that is so powerful. Of course, you have 20 chapters in your book, and the one I like the best is chapter 13, right? Let go of fear. Why should people really read that chapter? Let go of fear. Why is that so important?
Absolutely. We have important things to do. And when we focus on fear, we are never going to move forward.
Yes.
We are always going to be looking at, could somebody do this better than me? Could
Yes.
I really make this amazing and great and it be perfect?
Mm,
This perfection never comes. We can strive to be really, really great, but it's not going to come. But if we
wow.
use that as an excuse that I want everything to be perfect, we're not going to do the things that we want to do. If we
Wow.
let fear play in our head that I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified, why would somebody listen to me?
Mm,
Why could I do this? Nobody in my family's ever done anything like this.
yes.
We will stay exactly where we are.
Wow. Yeah, like was it Ashton who said, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different result. That's the
Yes.
definition of insanity. But
Yes.
do you feel like once you do the courageous act that you need to do, does that mean you no longer have fear? People who are courageous, does that mean they have no fear at all, or do they still feel the fear but still take the action?
You still have fear, but you have to
Mm.
decide to act.
Wow, powerful.
I think it was John Wayne that said, courage is having fear, but saddling up anyway.
Wow. Such a powerful image. Yes. Because many people who are listening right now, they may have big dreams about writing a book, one day becoming an author, just like you are now. What advice would you give someone who keeps saying someday, someday, tomorrow, tomorrow, next year, but they never really get to it? They never make it a priority.
Yeah, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So if there is something that's important to you, why is that important?
Mm,
Write down, what is your dream? What are your goals? And then what does that matter? So, for example, for me writing this book, I wanted to show my sons that I could do something
mm,
that was hard, that I
yeah.
could do something that was outside of my comfort zone.
Mm,
So, what is your why? Really make sure that you understand that
yes.
and put that somewhere where you can see it daily. Put your dream where you can see it daily. Put a visual representation of that dream. I created a cover for my book, and I sat that on my desk so that every time I sat down to write, I would see that cover and know one day, you are going to have a published book. If I can do this, you can do the things that are important to you.
Wow.
Write down your dreams and your goals. Define your why. And if you start to drop off of your goal, if you start to step away from your dream, go back to your why. Why is this important?
So powerful. Wow. This really could be life changing. I remember when I first joined the Navy. I used to be a couch potato. I didn't exercise much, but then the Navy would make you run, do push up, and all of that. And
Yes.
I literally failed at the beginning, but then I became a runner afterward. But one thing that helped me is why. Why am I doing this? Why is this important? I thought about my kids, and I'm like, no. I cannot fail. Failure is not an option, right? And that's really is what propelled me to eventually become a runner. Now, later on, I started having issue with my joints and ankle. I was running so much, but I must tell you, I became a completely different person than the person I used to be prior to becoming a sailor. That is for sure. But there was a reason why that was very important to me personally.
Yes.
Wow, that is so powerful. Now, of the 20 chapter you wrote, which one you think was one of the most difficult or challenging for you to write? Maybe because it required you to be vulnerable, but which one challenged you the most?
Yeah, the most challenging one is purge. So purging the things in your life that are keeping you stuck.
Yes.
If there's been trauma, look at that. Get help if you need help, but don't stay stuck in that. If there are self-limiting beliefs, don't stay stuck in that.
Yes.
So that chapter was really hard for me because I did share some personal things that I've gone through. And I'm so incredibly thankful to be on the other side of those things.
Yes.
I'm thankful for the lessons that I learned in those things. And I hate to say it, but I was someone that kept getting some of those repeated lessons.
Wow.
You know, life gives you a lesson. And if you don't learn, guess what? It's coming back again. So I had several of those type of lessons, you know, step up, speak up, learn to respect yourself over and over and over and over again until finally I said, okay, I think I'm getting this.
Yes.
I think I'm ready to move in a different direction.
Wow. Such a powerful mindset. And then everybody who's listening, my beautiful audience, Stepping Stone to Greatness. It's available everywhere books are available. I guess I was figuring out a little bit because on the 4th, I did see your book on your publisher's website, but it was not on Amazon. I'm like, my people go to Amazon to buy books. Come on, it needs to be on Amazon. And finally, within 24 hours, it was there. So it's available everywhere. Like I said, you can get the Kindle version, which I do now for most of my books, or you can get the paperback or hardcover. Are you going to have a Audible version as well?
That may come.
Okay, because I love that. Like you say, my commute used to be 30 minutes to an hour, and while I'm driving, I want to listen to books. So when I'm working out, really, really powerful. Now, was there something that surprised you throughout the writing process? Just know about yourself or something you didn't expect as you were writing and completing the book?
Yes, it was how easily I could get pulled off course, how I could get distracted to other things. You know, hey, I want to go to the store this weekend. I'm going to cook a roast. I'm going to make all these amazing things. My husband loves banana bread. I'm going to bless him and make banana bread.
Yes.
Okay. How many hours, Kim, are you going to spend in the kitchen? Your husband's going to be happy.
Yes.
But the book is not getting written when you're doing that. So I had to keep pulling myself back. I would have a schedule and I would say, I am writing at X time on this day. I mean, I had that schedule planned out for months. And then I would see X day came and, what am I doing?
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
Kim, go back, redo your schedule and get yourself sitting in the chair at
Mm,
doing the work. It's not going to write itself. Get
yes.
back in your chair.
That is so powerful. Really, and getting the commitment from members of your family too. Like my wife, she has her own office now, and I did something for her. I got one of those do not disturb signs, so the kids and myself would
Oh,
keep away, so she can focus on what's important. But yeah, you are so right. But another thing I love about the book is just the title itself, right? You say stepping stones to greatness, not leaps to greatness. Why is the title Stepping Stones?
small incremental steps are how we get to something. You know,
Yeah.
if I said, I'm going to write a book today, well, how deep would that book be? How
Mm,
thought provoking would that book be if I did it in one day? I think that we want the McDonald's experience, the drive through, quick and easy,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But anything that is worthwhile, as you and I often hear from
Mm,
Mr. Maxwell, is going to be uphill. It's
yes.
going to take time, it's going to take dedication. But then it means something more to you because you've invested that time.
Hmm.
Yes.
So powerful because your book, you organize it, like I said, in 20 chapter. You start with chapter one, pause, the last one, bringing it all together. And we already mentioned chapter three, purge, and then my favorite, 13, let go of fear. I guess the
Mhm.
question I have for you, why was pause the right place to begin?
Absolutely. We have to know where we're going. So when I was thinking of pause, you know, the first thing really was pray. Pray
Mm,
about the direction for your life. Pray about the dreams that you have.
yes.
Don't go run and tell everybody because maybe they're not going to agree or they're going to say,
Hmm.
why would you do this? Right. But pray about your dream first. Um,
Mm,
Really, the second thing is thinking about acknowledging what's working in your life and what's not. We
yes.
have to stop and go, am I happy with my life? Is it making an impact where I want to see it impact? Am I
Mm,
leaving something to my children that they're
yes.
going to share with their children? Am I leaving something in my community that's going to make it
Wow.
better? Am I leaving something in my world? So
Legacy.
stopping and looking at what's good, what's not
Mm,
good. Okay, we have to know where we are.
wow.
Um, the third thing is knowing that you're unique. So the letter U in pause is you are unique. The
Mm,
dream that you have is not necessarily going to be somebody else's. They may
yes.
not agree with you. They may think you're crazy, right?
Mm,
But if
I
it's
like that.
important to you, it's important to see that it's done.
Yeah,
The
like
next
I think
thing that,
Oprah was the one who said, right, nobody can beat you at being you. Wow.
yes,
Powerful.
absolutely. And then the letter S is for search. Search for answers. If you think that you want to do something, look at other successful people that have already done it. Get
Yes.
ideas. Start seeing possibility. And then the E for pause is excite. Get
Excellent.
yourself excited
I
that
love it.
there is something ahead of you. There's something coming in the
Mm,
future. You're going to achieve that goal. You're going
so
to have your
powerful.
dream. So pause.
Wow, I love it. I love it because one of my favorite exercises in your book is you ask readers to evaluate habits like exercise, reading, journaling, time management, prayer, and budgeting. Why do those small habits matter so much in becoming great?
Small habits really are daily disciplines. And
Hmm.
when we can take something and do it daily, we start believing in ourselves.
Yes.
So I had some times that I had been a little bit of a couch potato. I was definitely not running, like you mentioned, BZ, when you were
Yes.
running. And I had to make a decision. Kim, you're laying on the couch is not going to get you fit. It's not going to give you the long life that you want. It's not going to let you have the energy that you need to do the things that are important to you. Get up
Mm,
off of that
wow.
couch. Go walk your neighborhood And so I
Yes.
started out with 15 minutes. I thought, okay, I can drag myself around the neighborhood for
Mhm.
15 minutes. And then it went to 20 minutes, and then to
Wow,
30, and then to an
that's
hour.
amazing.
And so now every week I'm walking between 12 to 15 miles a week.
Wow,
12 is my minimum number. So every day I'm looking
amazing.
to see where am I on my goal. When we start taking those small steps in whatever area that is, we start
Wow,
believing in ourselves. And then we
that's
start
amazing.
believing that possibility can happen. We start believing that
Wow,
we can do different things in our life. So it's those small
man,
steps.
that is really powerful. Two things come to mind. When you walk at least 12 miles every week, is there something else you do as you are walking?
Yes. So many times I pray.
That's powerful.
Sometimes I am listening to a positive podcast,
Mhm.
and sometimes I'm putting ideas in my phone.
Yes.
Or sometimes I'm speaking different things in my phone that I want to go back and research, or an
So
idea for a
powerful.
chapter. So
Yes.
it's well used time, and occasionally it's just quiet. Sometimes I just choose to
Mm,
just enjoy the sounds around me. I live near a lake, so there's
beautiful.
always different types of birds that I hear when I'm walking. I see
Mhm.
hawks, ducks, and sometimes I just enjoy the solitude.
Wow, I really love this. I learned this from Tony Robbins because there are some things you can do to really maximize the time when you're exercising, driving, walking, or whatever it
Yes,
might be. Where at the same time you are listening to music or meditating or whatever else you can do during that same period of time. And I also like when you say no, you started with just 15 minutes and now no, you probably do that for hours throughout the week. Like I remember when I had to do my very first push-up, I thought I was gonna die, and but then, okay, I didn't die. It was fine. Then I had to do a second one. But now, at the beginning, maybe I would take 5 minutes off, go drink some water, go walk it off, and then do another one. But eventually, the requirement back then, I think it was to do almost 50 push-up in 2 minutes. Of course, that was impossible at the beginning. But
wow,
eventually, I was able to do 50, 60, 70 push-up in 2 minutes. But it started with just one,
amazing.
right? And then you have to come back and do it again and do it again and do it again. And before you know
Yes,
it, you get so much better and becomes part of you. Yeah, it's kind of like one of my trainer was telling me, yeah, that pain that you are feeling is not a heart attack, it's weakness leaving your body. But anyway, it's uh it really does something because the other thing I've seen is as you start walking, exercising, or whatever it is, you start doing better. It also helps you be more efficient in other areas of your life too, whether it's
yes,
studying and writing and whatever else you are doing in life. If you were able to do it, in your own health and fitness, you can do it at work too, or your school, or whatever else. Now, when it comes to you, which daily habit has produced the biggest transformation in your own life, you think?
I think the biggest one is using the drive time effectively. So
Mm,
every day when I would get in the car and I would have those wonderful drives listening to Ed Milet, listening to
wow.
Mel Robbins, listening to
Hmm.
Terry Savelle Foy, listening to John Maxwell,
Yeah.
and so I could greet my team with a much better frame of mind instead of maybe being annoyed by the traffic or listening to the
Ah,
doom and the gloom on the news, or, even different songs up and down with the song, some that might be happy,
yes.
some that might be sad. No, I knew where I was focusing my mind that day. And so I would
Powerful.
listen to those things and be able to greet my team with a sharp and ready to go positive attitude.
Wow.
And on the way home, BZ, I would
Amazing.
do the same thing
Yes.
so that when I got home, I could hopefully greet my family and leave the day behind. But
Hmm.
knowing again, I'm putting something positive into my brain so that
Yes.
when I walk in the door, I'm coming in refreshed instead of exhausted.
Well, we've already run out of time. I can't believe it. Can you give me 5 more minutes before we end the show?
Yes,
Actually, I'm not even done with your book yet. I have so many things to ask. But I'm going to be a little bit selfish. But like I told you, my favorite chapter is chapter 13 about letting go of fear. So let me ask you one question about that. And then we're going
yes.
to need to take this plan down. Uh, in When you wrote that chapter, let me see. One thing you said that kind of jumped at me. Hold on.
Mhm.
Uh, Should I'm trying to look at my note. I really, really wanted to ask you about this. Anyway, oh yeah, one thing you said was you need to define your fear, which I think for some people that may be kind of odd. Why do you need
Mhm.
to define it? Can you let us know why that is an important step in overcoming fear?
Yes. So you can't address an issue unless you fully understand it. So for me, something that I did was I actually wrote down, why are you not writing this book?
Mm-hmm.
What are the fears? And so, of course, the number one was, what do people think? What are
Yeah.
they going to think? And I had to realize people are going to think what they want to think. Everyone has an opinion, and that is
Yeah.
amazing and that is great. And I cannot let other people's thoughts or opinions stop me.
Yes.
Eleanor Roosevelt said two amazing things, and I'll just share one. But do in your heart what you know is right to do,
Mm.
because you'll be
So
damned if you
powerful.
do, and you'll be damned if you don't.
Yes.
So, what is right for you is what you need to do. So,
Wow.
what is causing you to be fearful? Another thing was, I'm not qualified. Okay, well, get qualified, do the
Mm.
research, go after people that have already done what you want to do and learn from them.
So
So,
powerful.
define those fears and even take it a step deeper. Is it a real fear
Mm-hmm.
or is it something you're imagining? If
Wow.
it's imagining fear that you're hearing, decide to let go of that. And the
Yes.
ones that are real, decide to address those.
So powerful, so powerful. Okay, we didn't run out of content, but we're definitely running out of time. So I'd like to end. This should take a couple of minutes. I want you to tell me first thing that comes to your mind. Right? I call this the lightning round. Don't take too long to think. So one word that describes great leadership.
Communication.
Okay. Favorite Bible verse.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Yeah, that's the one you started in your intro video, and I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I know the project that I have for you. I love that. Okay, what is your favorite leadership quote?
My favorite leadership quote, Zig Ziglar,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
So powerful. Favorite John Maxwell book?
Today matters.
Yeah, I love that book. Okay, one leadership habit everyone should develop right now.
One leadership habit that everyone should develop right now,
Mhm.
the power of pause.
Pause. So powerful. Okay, best career advice you've ever received?
Don't immediately respond when you're in conflict, but take time to really think about the issue and how best to respond in that
Mm.
time.
Back to the power of pause. I love it. So, what is next for you?
Absolutely. So, what is next for me is I'm going to be expanding my coaching. I'm also going to be doing some speaking. And I am very interested in the future, the near future, in moving to Georgia. I'm in Florida right now, but my heart is pulling me to Georgia to be
Mm.
with my grandchildren,
Yeah.
to be more of a presence in the family's life there. So I am looking for my next HR role where I can really bring value to teams and I
Mm.
can be a great business partner.
So powerful. And people can follow you on LinkedIn, linkedin.com in Kimberly Coan, and get a copy of your book everywhere books are sold. You had a special announcement for four ladies listening right now. What is it?
Yes, I do. So my email information is being shared. You'll see that here. I am going to offer coaching for a month pro bono for four women. I also will have a webinar that is going to be
Mhm.
coming up on September the 12th. That is a free webinar that is going to be stepping into your greatness.
Wow. That is so wonderful. And you're going to have all of that information on your LinkedIn page as well, and then later on your website. It's really such a great honor to be speaking to you, Coach Kimberly. This has given me a lot of joy, and actually, there's been a whole lot of activity in the chat. I kind of had to look the other way because we ran out of time. But let me just read this really quick. Elizabeth Wu says, "I love that Dr. Miles Monroe quote, truly worth the price of admission." And let's see, Tomika really says, yes, Dr. Miles Monroe has truly allowed me to push through many obstacles. So a lot of activities. I'm sorry I couldn't get through every question. But as we end, my closing question for you, Coach Kimberly, is if every person listening today remember only one sentence from our conversation, only one idea, what would you want that sentence, that idea to be?
I would want them to remember that they are amazing. They are a unique individual. There is nobody in the world like you. Don't compare yourself to someone else. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, go for it. You can do it. If I did it, an ordinary person, so can you.
Man, remember all of the time, all of the energy, all of the effort you spent writing that book. Now people are saying, wow, this is amazing. Thank you. So you're going to get more people buying your book, and your life story is so inspiring to so many people all around the world. Thank you so much for everything you do. And as we end the show, I like to ask, is there a question I should have asked you I didn't get the chance to ask? Anything else you wanted to share with my audience?
A question that you could have asked me is if there was ever anything that I did that was so absolutely crazy and out of the box to push myself out of depression and to move in a right and positive direction in my life.
Now we need to know what that is. What did you do?
Wow. So this was back in 2003, and I was not in a good place. If you saw me at work, I had the big smile. I had just completed a certification. I was a subject matter expert that people came to about union contract, and I looked like I had things together. But my life at home was very different. My husband and I were in a lot of conflict, and it was to the point that we were about to break up.
Wow.
I was very depressed. And the more that he pulled away from me, the more depressed that I got. I was a very private person, so no one in my family even knew that we were having problems or issues. So I couldn't stay in the bed. I had a small child. I needed to work. I had to decide, how do I pull myself out of this? So I applied to the Mrs. Georgia America pageant. Crazy, because I didn't feel good about myself. But I thought, Kim, you gotta get out of this funk.
Yes.
I was interviewed, I was accepted, and then the hard work began. Going to the gym 5 days a week, working with a pageant consultant.
Wow.
Having the courage to ask somebody to be my sponsor. And so that was a catalyst to get me out of that place that I was in that was not a good place. I was able to rebuild the relationship with my husband, take accountability for my part.
That's amazing.
In the mess. And, by God's incredible grace, we are still married today. 39 years of marriage.
Amazing.
That's grace.
I must ask you, I've been married for 25 years now. What is the secret to your marriage, you think?
It is God. It is God. We have to continually go to Him because people are so incredibly different. And those things that draw us to the person because they're so amazing and they're so fun or they're so thoughtful or whatever those things are, over time we can start to take them for granted. And over time, some of those things can start to actually annoy us.
Yes.
So we continually have to go back to God and say, I need you in this relationship. I need your help. I need for you to help me get out of the way so that you can do the work on me or on him or on both of us so that we can move forward together.
So powerful. And then the last question I'm going to ask is, when you were in that funk, in that depression, and then you decided to get out of bed to go through the process and get a job and all of that. Where did that determination, that focus, that confidence comes from, you think?
Well, I have always been a fighter, but I think growing up that my parents really built grit into us.
Powerful.
Working in the garden every day in the summer,
Wow.
picking green beans, getting the bugs off the plants, fertilizing, pulling the weeds, then
Wow.
harvesting, canning. My father had honeybees, so helping him with the honeybees when we would rob the bees and get the honey. So a
Yes.
lot of work, a lot of grit, but then seeing the results, seeing your fruit of your labors, the canned vegetables that we got to have in the winter, the
Wow.
honey that we got to put on those wonderful Southern biscuits. So that grit that my parents built in me, I think, has given me determination to push
Yes.
through a lot of things in my life.
That is so powerful. And if you had one and only one day left to live, what would you have liked your final contribution to be?
Sharing hope with millions of people so they could turn around and share it with somebody else.
Wow. So powerful. All right. This is it. And I need to end the show now. It was a great privilege and honor to be talking to you, Coach Kimberly Coan, and soon to be best-selling author. I'm going to be watching that on Amazon. I know people who are watching this podcast and listening. Everybody, please get a copy of the book. I think it could literally change your life. And the book is Steppingstones to Greatness. Really, the message for me is you don't grow into leaps, but it's step by step by step.
Yes.
Just take one step at a time. What is the next right step for you to do and to take right now, and go ahead and do it? Yeah, you may feel fear, you may not be comfortable, you may be vulnerable, but go ahead and do it anyway. And you're going to feel so much better once you get on the other side. So thanks again. I really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
And it's very, very last question for you, Coach Kim. Which word comes to mind to describe our conversation, our time on this podcast today? One word.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. And I am so grateful to you. Thank you again. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, everybody. This one is for the books, and go ahead and follow Coach Kim on LinkedIn. Very, very easy to find. LinkedIn.com in Kimberly-Coan, and also get a copy of her book. I believe it's going to be a bestseller. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere books are found. Steppingstones to Greatness. Right? Pause, dream, pray, and focus. All right, this is it for now. I don't think I have a guest here tomorrow, and I will have an article. I was hoping to have it out yesterday, but it's going to have to be today. It's going to be about for a BHY, Black History Year newsletter. General Daniel Chappie James Jr. is the very first 4-star general, African-American 4-star general. I'm going to write about him. And we have a new friend in the spotlight this week. Starting, I do that every Friday. It's Admiral Mike Studman. And I did talk to him for season 5, episode 160. We talked last week. So make sure to listen to that. I also yesterday wrote a pretty generous review on his book, The Might of the Chan, which he translated in Chinese as well. Okay, that's all I have for you now. And thanks again for watching. And I hope to see you here again next week. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If today's episode added value to your leadership journey, be sure to subscribe, share, and join us again for more wisdom nuggets on how to lead better and achieve greater success. Remember, leadership is the most critical skill of our time. The world will always need leaders to inspire others, drive innovation, and execute meaningful strategy. So why not count yourself among the bold leaders shaping the 21st century? Until next time, stay inspired, stay committed, and keep leading with excellence.